All right, we're interviewing Varley from Varley's Automotive, the famous gold car here today. So, when did you start racing, Wayne?
I started racing the day I bought my first car. Raced my brother. That's already, we've already talked about that. He whipped my ass, so I built it, did some tuning a couple of days later. Whipped his ass.
All right, and so what was the first one you raced?
First what?
First car you raced?
First car I raced was my 68 Galaxy 500 fastback, two-door. Had a 390 in it. I changed the gears in it. I put a shift kit in the transmission. Modified the intake and carburetor on it.
What was the first car you raced against that day?
It was my brother's Delta 88. Yeah, it was bad.
Did you win?
No, he beat me the first time.
So in years of street racing, which so you're probably looking at what, 30 years?
No,
yeah.
Older than that, so.
I was trying to give you a little credit, but anyway.
Yeah.
But overall, what would you say your win percentage is?
Oh, probably 80-20.
What was the most money you ever made off a street race?
8,500.
All right. And let's see. Brian Jack Varley on Facebook wanted to know how much yearly average do you spend on your cars to keep them going and keep them running?
Hey, Brian. I'll come down and see you here in a little bit. It depends on really what we blow up. I probably this year alone, me and Tony's probably spent 20 grand upgrading the car to better specs, because when we put her away, she's pretty much outdated. So we spent pretty much this season replacing a lot of different things. So it could be anywhere from 5 to 25 grand, depending on what we blow up.
That's pretty cheap compared to what I'm seeing on a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. Well.
All right, and Bouchara, I hope I'm saying that right. What are your thoughts on Youngblood?
Thanks for the question, Boo. I've known him since he was knee-high to a grasshopper, so, overall he's a good kid. He's coming into a place where, I don't think he's very experienced. He's going to be going up against some really fast guys, but, I wish him luck.
What made you decide to race Mustangs?
I'm just a Ford guy. I've bled blue my whole life. First race I ever saw was between a 69 Camaro and a 70 Mustang. The Mustang blew it away, and from that moment on, I was just hooked.
All right. How long have you been on the list?
I got off the list 5 years ago, and I got back on it for just for shits and giggles, really, to see where we could go. And so probably 8 months.
So what was your ranking the first time you were on the list?
Number 1.
What about any other guys? I mean, is there any guys in particular you really want to take down?
Every one of them. I just need certain parts that I got to get, and I ain't scared. We'll run them down.
So what are your thoughts about the smack talk online?
Everybody's great behind a keyboard, and they all talk a lot of shit. All I can say is bring it. If they want to race us, come up here. You want to race us, come to us. Now,
you personally have had some hate calls.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Had some hate calls at the shop, people calling, being rude and obnoxious, and that's not me. I'm not that way. I'd be nice to every one of y'all. If you want to race me, all you got to do is say, hey, I want to race you. I'll race you.
You got a lot of fan support coming through the shop or anything?
I have had some calls from the shop from all over the country saying how much they love it, and it's a family thing, and they love my son Tony and how we are together. And so, we've had some positive feedback too. So
what's your main goal for the season?
To get up the list. Well, I don't like being in the back, neither does Tony. We're not used to it. We've just got a lot of things that we've got to do to get there. And we're not a Spec 25 2-chassis car like they are. We're a street car. We still run mufflers. So,
yeah. On that note, what about some information about these guys that call you all trailer queens?
Hey, if I break my shit, I don't want to have to call the local record service to drag my $100,000 fucking race car back home. I'm going to make sure, and I don't care how much money we got on it. Things break.
Okay. How many states have you raced in?
Oh. I've raced all over, man. I probably 5 or 6 different ones.
Local here, or what's the farthest out you've went?
think the farthest we ever went was probably Houston, down in Texas. We raced on Rankin Road back in the day.
That's still a pretty popular street, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much about it lately, but it was back in the day.
Well, according to some of the feedback I'm seeing online in several pages, they're still talking about Rankin Road.
Yeah, well, they can keep on ranking.
So how'd you do when you were down there?
We won until somebody rolled their car and we all had to split.
Ah, yeah.
So it cut short.
They were okay, though, right?
Oh, yeah, everybody was okay.
So, if you got a lot of younger kids watching this show, what's your advice to them if they say, all right, I want to go out and start racing now?
Well, don't do it on the street like these other kids are doing it. That's not the way to do it. We are very well set up. We're very safe. Not condoning it in any way. Everybody has their choice. And one of my beliefs is it's only illegal if you get caught. So,
true. So what about, the naysayers online saying, oh, these are all staged races, it's amazing there's floodlights out there, so on and so forth. Explain to them what you can.
Well, seeing as how it's a show, and Discovery wanted to bring street racing to America, we have to legally race on a sanctioned road from the Oklahoma Film Commission. It has to be, so Discovery can't get in trouble for it. That's the only part that might be scripted, as they say it is, but the racing is not. It's all serious shit. The money exchanging hands is serious shit. So we have to do certain things because of the law as far as filming it goes. They could be just as liable as we are for racing illegally.
Okay. All right, so give me a couple more here. Anything in particular you want to tell people?
Watch the show. It's going to be crazy.
Is there anything, any snippets you can give us?
No, I can't.
All right, let's see. I think that's going to be about it, man. One question I want to know personally. What's the fastest you've ever ran?
Well, I really shouldn't say that, but it was years ago.
I'm sure it was on like Thunder Valley or something like that.
Yeah, it was on sanctioned chapter track. We went a 9.0 on a slip-in transmission on a 150 shot. So
you do the math, right?
Yeah.
And so what's the most money you've ever made on a race?
$8,500.
All right. All right, people, this is Wayne Varley, Varley's Automotive, the gold car. Answering your questions, answering my questions, giving you a little bit of insight on the show.